this is going to be a little bit more difficult for me to talk about as it's a little bit more emotional for me. I mentioned earlier in the podcast that I wanted to talk about Tom Brady, and then I get into him a little bit more than a little bit later on. And now is that time. So Tom Brady, obviously the Buccaneers, his team lost to the Cowboys in the first round of the playoffs last Monday, or this past Monday, I should say, at the time of this recording. And it was sad to watch because he didn't look like himself. He didn't really have command of the offense of the team in the way that Tom Brady usually does. He had some flashes, he had some moments, but at this point, he's 45 years old. Flashes and moments are about all you're getting, and so the question now has to be, much like we talked about last year, is Tom Brady finally done with football? And I will say this. I hope so. And I don't hope so in the same way that I hope so when Big Ben retired. Because when Big Ben retired, it was more of a, oh dear God, please get him off the field because he's going to die. Um, and I don't feel that way about Tom Brady. I feel like he's, all things considered in his career, considering how long he's played, the worst, he had one really major, torn ACL in 2008, but other than that, he has stayed relatively healthy for his entire career, which is unbelievable to think about, considering how violent the game of football is and how many times that man's been hit. Um, so, incredible. And, obviously I don't have any insider information there. He may be hurt way, way worse than any of us know. But it's one of those things where, in the grand scheme of things, he hasn't, missed several years of time because of injuries. He hasn't, blown out his shoulder and had back surgery, and, he has had knee surgery, but, he hasn't had all those things pile up and everything like that. We've seen, some broken fingers, a cracked rib, stuff like that. But, that stuff, while obviously painful and horrible, nothing like, blowing out your back or major knee and hamstring surgeries and shoulder surgeries and all that stuff. So, I don't feel the same way about Tom that I did about Ben in that way. What I mean by I hope that he's done is this year has obviously, for those of you who've been following, been a very tumultuous year for Tom Brady. He got divorced to Gisele Bundchen, his longtime wife. Basically ever since I can remember, the two have been together. For those of you who don't know, I grew up a Patriots fan. I still am. So Tom Brady is one of the pioneer figures in my life that I've seen since I was a young man, or not even a young man, a 5-year-old boy. So it's one of those things where, I can't imagine what football is without Tom Brady, but I thought I was going to imagine it last year. For those of you who remember, I actually put out not only a heartfelt clip about it, saying how much Tom Brady meant to me and how thankful I was for his career, but I also sent multiple tweets thanking him and being so happy and sad at the same time that he retired. But, then he unretired and it just felt a little awkward. But, that's okay. I meant everything I said, and if I said it again, I'd mean it again. So, none of that's changed. It's just, again, was a little awkward, as you could all imagine. But for me, I hope that he's done because he has sacrificed everything for football. He has. You think about it. He now may not have a family when he comes home anymore. You thought about last year. It's like, oh, good, he's retiring. He's going to get to spend more time with his wife and his kids. And depending on how everything goes, unless I've missed something and they've already settled this stuff, Tom Brady, with the way divorce courts are, there's a shot that Tom Brady doesn't get to see his kids now. So he'll come home, and I'm sure he's got some hot smoking girlfriend at this point. He's Tom Brady. He'll be fine in that regard. But, it's one thing when, you have a family to come back to when you're done with football, and then it's another thing when you're alone. And Tom Brady, while he has friends, and I'm sure he has people that, love him and care for him and would do anything for him, as I hope everybody does, it's difficult when you don't have a family to come back to in that regard, in the same way that a lot of football players do that'll have kids and that'll have a wife or a husband, if they are in the homosexual camp. But whatever it is, it's one of those things where I feel bad for him, because last year, if he had retired, he would have had all that. And I can't confirm this, but I mean, you feel like his decision to unretire had to do with the divorce. I mean, can I definitively say that that's the reason for the divorce? No, because who knows? Maybe the divorce was happening anyway, and that's why he unretired. I don't know. But I have a feeling that that's not what happened. I have a feeling that he unretired, and that's when Gisele finally said that she'd had enough. And you know what? Fine. If that's the case, then I understand. So for me, I hope Tom Brady retires, because I don't want him sacrificing everything he has. And he sacrificed just about everything he has. The only thing he still has is his health at this point. I mean, presumably, obviously, I don't know for sure, but he seems like if he retired tomorrow, he would be able to live a normal life and not have bad CTE, or not able to pick up his kids and grandkids, and because he does actually have kids, they're still his children, and I hope that he gets to see them after the divorce and everything like that, and I presume he probably will, but you never know. It's never guaranteed in these things. So if he's already sacrificed everything else, I don't want him to sacrifice his body. I don't want him to come back next year at 46 years old trying to win just one more, and then he gets hit from behind by Chase Young or Jordan Davis, just one of these monsters that just blindsides him from the back and breaks his back, and now he's got to go into surgery at 46 and heal from a devastating back injury, or get pile driven into the ground and get a bad concussion that'll never be the same from. I don't want that. And I hope that no one else wants that either. I know there's a lot of Tom Brady haters out there. Then people say all the time that, oh, I hope he breaks his leg and never plays again and all this stuff. And, I hope that that's all made in jest, because I don't ever want anybody to have injuries like that. And I certainly don't want somebody as old as Tom Brady to have injuries like that, because I don't think it's any secret. You heal worse when you age, or as you age. So it's, when you're 25 like me, and I were to have back surgery, the chances of me making a full recovery are, a lot better than somebody who is in their 40s or 50s or 60s or 70s, So it just, I hope that doesn't happen. And so in that regard, I hope Tom Brady is done. I hope he signs a 10-day contract or a 1-day contract with the Patriots and retires a Patriot, rides off into the sunset, and calls it a career, because no matter what happened this year or in any year to come, Tom Brady will be the greatest quarterback of all time. He will be the greatest football player of all time, and I'm not sure if anybody's going to beat him. So it's, we said that about Joe Montana. We said that about a guy like Peyton Manning maybe when he retired. He may be the best ever. But, even Jerry Rice may be the best player ever. We said it when he retired. I don't see how anybody's going to beat Tom Brady, at least not right now. Nobody's on pace for it. If Joe Burrow plays 25 years at the pace he's going, maybe somebody like him, maybe another young quarterback that just wins Super Bowl after Super Bowl after Super Bowl, maybe they'll have a shot. But, I don't see it. I don't know if anybody's going to be able to do what Tom Brady's done. Ever. So I hope he's done, and I mean that in the most respectful, kind, and not demeaning way that I possibly can. My heart obviously never wants Tom Brady to stop playing, because he's Tom Brady and he's one of my idols in life, but my head is telling me he needs to quit. He needs to call it a career, because otherwise, he's going to have nothing left. And for somebody who's given as much as he has, I hope he gets everything he wants out of life after this. And I don't know if playing football at this point is going to give him the same love and happiness and passion that it once did. So, Tom, for all of us, just go, dude. I don't mean any disrespect. I don't mean any hatred. I don't want that to be taken as a challenge. It's because I and millions of other fans all around the world, whether Patriots fans, Bucks fans, just football fans in general, we love you and we don't want to see you crumble into dust. Because as incredible as you have done up to this point of fighting Father Time, there has never been anybody that has beaten him. No one. And there never will be anyone that beats Father Time. So, just go, man. Go relax on a beach in Maui for the next 15 years, buddy, because you've earned it. You've done everything there is to do. You have records that'll never be broken. More Super Bowls than any franchise in history combined. I mean, you have MVPs and all first team All Pros and Pro Bowls and just there's nothing left for you to do. You won a championship without Bill Belichick. You proved that you could do that. There's nothing left for you to prove. So just go and save your back and your knees and your brain. Please. Just go. Hey guys, me again. Thank you so much for watching one of my clips from the Lopes Goes Last podcast. These clips are so much fun to do. I absolutely love making them and I absolutely love doing them. And this podcast is my baby. So I really want this thing to grow and I really want it to succeed. So if you did like what you see, please subscribe. Also hit that bell notification so you never miss any one of my episodes or one of my clips like this one. And please do also like and share these videos with your friends and your family so that we can make this thing grow as fast as possible. And I wanted to thank you again so much. And I hope you guys enjoyed the video and have a great rest of your day.